Raise your hand if you've ever been busy. Raise your hand if you've ever got tired and feel like you just need a couple days off. Most people would have both hands up right now. That's our world, fast-paced and income-driven. That's why we get caught up in our own lives so often, and that's why it's understandable when most people don't focus on worries that aren't their own. So what makes someone become a humanitarian? Someone whose whole life focuses on the welfare of other humans.
When you go back and you see kids that were living on the streets, kids had no structure, they had no routine, people who had nothing, they didn't have meals. When you see that all of a sudden they're waking up, they have structure, they have something to do, they have a meal in their belly, their life changes completely. They, like I said, their self-esteem changes, their self-worth, their ability to know who they are in the world and what they have the potential of becoming, to give that hope, to give that dream, and then to watch people actually use that to do good for themselves and others it's amazing. It becomes an addiction.
And with Serena's help, we'll find the meaning of life to a humanitarian.
Wow. Hello, lady, queen, Miss Magnificent, everything I can think of.
Thank you, Barbara. I feel like I just was standing in front of 1,000 people and received a standing ovation. Thank you.
Yes, totally deserve it. Totally deserve it, lady. And just thank you. Before we even start, I always want to do this because I might not have a chance to do it later. Thank you so much for coming on my show. It's an honor and a privilege. So thank you for bringing your expertise of what you do for people in their life.
Beautiful. I'm excited to share this. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is a first-class production. This is not a boring, not saying they're boring, but this is, it's like you get music, you get entertainment, you get that commercial. Oh my gosh, beforehand with what you're doing in Haiti, it just spoke to my heart. And so congratulations for really showing people how it can be done well.
Thank you so much, Shannon. And that's a little bit, now I'm going to tell you, I give you some credit on that. Because, through the boot camp and some of the things that you said and some of the other experts you brought in was giving me ideas for my show to make it, even pop even more. And I know that's one of the things that you really help. One of the things out of many of the things that you do, help people, about showing up and showing up the right way. So thank you, lady, for putting that in my life. And seeing this is a coach. See, a coach to a coach. Sometimes I tell people a coach even needs a coach. So Shannon was my coach.
And I need more than one, just to let you know. I have a few. So yeah.
You do too. I always tell people, Shannon, before we get into your wonderful what you do, is okay, Oprah has coaches. Barbara Walter has a lot of coaches. I mean, every celebrity, they have like 5 or 6. So why don't you think you need one? That's what I always tell people. It's like, yeah, we all need that little, encouraging, pushing, telling us some things, tweaking some things, whatever you have to do in life, in whatever area that you have to do in life. Yes, definitely.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, Miss Shannon, before we get into, because I know there's some wonderful points, some key points you're going to give us today, but before we get to all that, just let us know, how did you start in this business? And you're just brilliant at it. And I mean, you just have so much going on in your network.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. When I was 19, I was rear-ended in a car wreck that left me in pain and eventually getting a surgery, which left me paralyzed. And after the surgery and being paralyzed, I ended up, Destiny stepped in, met a Qigong master who taught me the power of Qigong and ended up healing my arm completely through this ancient Chinese exercise. And so in this process, I started realizing that there are so many incredible modalities in this world. Many of them are ancient, thousands of years old, but they're not mainstream. And I became very passionate about helping get those messages out to the world, meeting with both doctors and healers and individuals, and started an organization and a number of events, collaborating and networking business leaders with that specific niche of, most of them are really great at their modality, but when it came to marketing and even networking, that was lacking. And so I went from being paralyzed and depressed and dependent on other people to inspired and motivated and seeing my purpose in the world to help people get their message out.
That is, oh my God. See, I always tell you, sometimes miracles happen in your life to move you to that next realm in your life, what you're supposed to be doing with people. And first of all, thank God that you found that to make yourself heal and be that person that you wanted to be. Incredible story. And then from that point saying, okay, this is my destiny now. This is what I do. And you just, you glow through. I'm telling you, I have to say that you just glow through the screen. You're just a breath of fresh air. That's why I got, when I was in the boot camp, I was just like, okay, if anybody else, I'm just taking from Shannon, because I'm like, I gotta stay here. I want this electricity that she has. So, and I see that you're so thankful, and I understand why. Definitely. Wow.
Thank you.
So let's get into these 3 points, because I learned, I know I'm the student today too, just like everybody else that's watching. So the first thing I know we're going to talk about, you talk a little about how anyone gets free publicity. You say you have 5 essential for a press kit. And I know a lot of times people think, I know I've said this to you. I said, you need a press kit, you need this. Because I said, I know I was free. They said, oh, that sounds so much work. So tell us how that can go with us.
Yeah. And so, and this was part of my journey, is as I started doing events, and not, at the time being a single mom and not having a big resource base, I started looking at media and studying how do I get butts in seat? Like, how do I, because I can have this great message and insight, but if I don't get people there, then it doesn't, not able to have that impact. And as I started studying, I was able to crack the code on a particular style of press release that stands out. And so right now the media gets thousands, if not tens of thousands of press releases and promos every single day that they have to sort through. And so this press release is a format that when they see it, they're going to be like, they have to look at it. And I have to say 9 times out of 10, when people follow this format, it stays out of the trash. So the event, because we I started producing events, and we'd get 500 people, but then Barbara, once I cracked this code, we went from 500 to 2,000 events with one press release being picked up by over 10 different mediums. So that's the power of media magic. And so I always tell people, you want to be ready. I mean, this. It's like we want to be ready. And if we're not and we have an opportunity, it's important to say yes, right? It's like, okay, yes, I'll do this and I'll get ready as quick as I can. And you call on your resources. But in this, I call this our media kit and our press kit. And it comprises of various pieces. One is the press release that I talked about. And I believe, as you heard in the boot camp, Media Magic Boot Camp, that we all have 40, 50 stories. We could be putting out press releases multiple times a month. So having that press release ready, having action photos. And you heard me say, I learned the lesson of writing the story about being healed with that ancient Chinese exercise. And they said, do you have any photos? And I sent them a headshot, and they didn't use the headshot. And I'm like, what am I, what do I not look good? Like, why did they put in the headshot? But then I learned the difference of action photos and what does that look like and how simple it is. I mean, it's not anything complex. You also want to have any sort of media that's already been covered about you. They love seeing you're in the media before. So if you are, have that on a media page on your website. Be able to share this. To me, being on a podcast is media. So this, Barbara, will go on our website, right? So anytime you're on somebody's show, you show them that you've already been in the media before. If you haven't, don't worry. We all start somewhere, right? Like it's okay. We all have a beginning, huh, Barbara?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Shannon. Just a quick pause before you get to the next step, because this is awesome. I don't want to stop you.
No, please.
I love how you mentioned about, third-party endorsements, like you said, the other podcasts and the media that you're on. And sometimes I've noticed that when I talk to people, because, I'm into the visibility aspect of it too, some people take that for granted, and they be like, oh, I was on a show. And I'm like, were you on any podcast? I asked the question. They said, oh yeah, I was on 2 or 3, I'm like, no. So I'm so glad you're bringing that up to the front part and say, look, if you're on any podcast or show, that is giving you that credibility. That is giving you more visibility out there to people to get to know you. So thank you, Shannon, for mentioning that.
Yeah, and as an event producer, I go and look and see, how did they speak? How did they articulate? Did they pause and give the host time to talk? Like there's certain things that we look at there. And then also, Barbara, if I can just piggyback on that, like every media we get, we have a media asset file, and so we use it on our social media. And so even though we're doing this now, we're going to continue to use this for years to come as our social media to promote and share. So those are important. Definitely use those podcasts and use those to your advantage. It's free press. It's media magic. Yeah. The next piece is anything that you've written that might be significant. Some of us write articles for magazines or medical journals and things like that. So anything that's about you, or kind of another show, right? So there's articles and things about you, and the others are things that you have done. And if people don't have anything, Barbara, sometimes I've taken ads that people have done, and maybe things that they've written editorial about the ads. So there's don't worry about it if you've never done it, but sometimes we can have that middle ground where they're like, I'm just getting out there and I have a few ads. The other piece is having your, I believe we need to have our order forms and our price sheets together. Now, not all the media is going to ask that, but to me, media magic is also being on a podcast and also being on and an event. I see an event as an incredible platform to be able to speak. Right, Barbara? Yeah, so, oh, you muted, sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so we want to know, like, Barbara, you asked me different things about what I offer. We want to know what is in that order form. What are those things? We make our decisions based upon, at least in our network, I would have a discussion. Okay, Barbara, you teach this with visibility. I want you to know so-and-so is teaching visibility. So here's how you can collaborate or play together. So that's another piece that is important. And then we get into the expert power bio. And so the expert power bio is really that place of how do you stand out? Like resumes can be good if you're looking for jobs, and CVs. We need to keep those updated. But a bio is this story about you and your journey. And so we like helping people create a long version of which they can pull and create smaller versions to give to somebody like in the media. And like you're not going to give them a 5-paragraph or 7-paragraph, but you put it on your website, right? And so we help people create that initial tool, what we call a power bio, that has numbers and things that we sometimes have a hard time bragging about ourselves, but those are the essentials to be ready in a press kit.
Yes. Isn't it really interesting, Shannon? Because I know you see this all the time, where when you see, because I know even when I was at the boot camp, and you're like, okay, we're going to go through the shorter bio and the larger bio. And this is the time, and I'll never forget this, this time you can brag. It's okay to brag on you. And it's like pulling teeth. It's almost like pulling teeth from people, Shannon, because they're like, they always go back to, well, I'm okay, but I want to, no, brag. I need you to brag. I need you to give us number. I need you. to do this.
Well, I don't know if you remember this part of the story, is that I really struggled with my confidence, and I struggled with talking about myself. And so I really liked this because during that time period, I was able to share it. I still do share it. I love sharing it before we meet. Hey, send me your bio. But it became an instrument to be able to do some of the bragging for me. And then that way, especially if you're doing those coaches that might be meeting somebody for a strategy session, it's much better to get into business. Like, let's help the person we're with and talking about it and edifying ourselves, getting to business. I do have a couple of other things that I think is being ready. Is it okay if I share those? And the other thing is your company material. This is kind of basic. We know this. We need business cards, company brochures, and things like that. But having those company materials together are key. And then testimonials of you as a speaker, you as a coach. Video is best, but you can turn those into audio. And Barbara, do you remember where we showed you that LinkedIn trick on how to get recommendations?
Oh, I know.
Can I share it real quick? Oh my gosh.
Please share that.
Yeah, Juliette Clark, one of our mentors, taught me this, and I was like, this is so brilliant. Anytime, like for us, we're done. Once we do this podcast, you go into LinkedIn, you go to my profile, and you hit the more button. And under the more button, there's a thing that says request recommendations. And so then on my profile, you can request a recommendation from me, and you pick, how did we do business? Well, you were on my show, right? And you can write me a special note. Hey, Shannon, please put something about being on my show. It comes to my LinkedIn, and I get to fill it out, and then you actually get to approve it. So I've had people write back and say, hey, you spelled Ayurvedic medicine incorrectly. Please correct, so you have 100% control, but now you have these incredible, beautiful testimonials that have the person's picture, have their headline how they want it, because it's their YouTube, their LinkedIn, and it becomes multi-purpose that you can pull and use everywhere. So that's one of the best ways to, I think, get testimonials. And you do it right afterwards, Barbara. You don't wait a long time. You wait right after the person's excited and happy. And
oh, wow. I was just thinking, I was like, oh my God, I got to go back. But I'm like, I might be too late to go back. I need to start today.
Yeah, no, we went back a long time, and people, they love you, Barbara, which I know they do. So,
see, but people, okay, I'm just talking to the audience right now. Listen to Shannon. She just gave a golden nugget. That is a golden nugget. That's what I call. A lot of golden nuggets, but that was really nice. I forgot about that. Thank you. See, those little things, like you said, Shannon, those little things that can give you that free. You don't have to pay for that. It just doesn't come out your pocket with that, but you're getting so much from it. Absolutely. Now, did we go over the rest? I want to make sure we went over.
Oh, yeah, no, that was it. Adding just those testimonials and company material. Yes.
I said, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want the people to miss anything from you. Now, the other thing I know you mentioned, Shannon, with the timing of our timing is, you said there's one thing someone can do today to increase their income and attract more customers. Can you give us just a little tad of that?
So, I'm passionate about community. So I'm just going to share, this is one of the first thing I choose, and I'll share a little more of a mainstream one, is finding somebody to partner with that may be doing what, either a good alliance partner, because they could add on what you're doing. Like for me, I do press release syndications. I went out and found publishers. So I aligned with what I call power partners, looking at that power partner play in your business. And so now publishers will actually white label my service, and it instantly increased my business. And it's like no effort, no marketing dollars. I don't have to write press releases. I don't have to do anything with that. The other piece is going out there and getting media right away. I love radioguestlist.com. You can get downloads of great podcasts and do your full view of what it is. I love Harrow, help a reporter out, harrow.org, and find things. So just look at those places, especially if you're on a limited resource, of where can you submit your bio, submit a little story. Be sure to follow instructions, right, Barbara? You gave us instructions on what to do, and so be sure to follow instructions. But that's a great way to just turn on the faucet in your business in a very quick way. Partnership and getting media.
I just let people know, please, Shannon is so right. Partnership and getting together, and it's not, see, the thing that people get caught up in is, well, it's competition. They kind of do the same thing I do and everything. I'm like, no, it's not. You're banding together to create both your empires and grow even more. Now, just an example of that, Shannon, I'm just going to put it right back to you. And this is something that I got to do, shame on me right now. After your boot camp, I know you work, you're just awesome with press releases and stuff. Well, I like to show, especially women, and help them with their visibility. So I was thinking at the time, and still want to do this, that I said I could partner or talk to Shannon and say, that's not my lane. It's not. I'll tell people what's my lane and what's not. But I want to make sure the people that I'm bringing in, that they get all the visibility they can in any area. So that's where, like you're saying, Shannon, that you can partnership. Yes. I can partner with you and say, you know what, Shannon, I got like 5 people that need press releases here. I need you to do this.
Yeah. And what's so great, Barbara, is that when you find those partners that are in line with the shared vision, this is different than an affiliate. Affiliate is where you get a percentage and all that. A power partner is somebody where we really care about each other. And so when you send me your people, Barbara, I make you look like a rock star. I'm constantly, I'll tell you where to plug into my system. Hey, show up to the 1-hour interview. And then a good power partner is really going to edify you and work with you and always make that person really love you and come back to you, right? And then you'll do the same. And so we with power partners, you get to know each other and you share the goodness. I mean, my power partner says, hey, I know you have a boot camp coming up. I have an event coming up. I'm still going to promote their event because they're my power partner. Does that make sense? It's like they're kind of like my best friend in business.
Yes. And I tell anybody, when you want to partner up with Shannon as a partner, come on now. I just want everybody to know something's going on here if you don't want to do that or want to get into her orbit. So Shannon, because of time, oh my God, lady, this has been so amazing. I love it. But I want to make sure I give you 30 minutes just to kind of any last things that you can give the audience, and then I'll come back and we can wrap up. So I'll be right back.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Thank you. So I would love to connect at meetshannon.com. All the social media platforms, my calendar, my schedule, even some free gifts. You can go to MediaMagicBook.com and download this incredible book that has the templates that we talked about, that talks about all of the aspects of putting together that press kit. And I invite you to our Media Magic Bootcamp. If you go to MediaMagicBootcamp.com, this is where Barbara and I had the opportunity to connect, where we don't just lecture and learn, we help you put together that press kit. So I hope I get to see you soon at MeetShannon.com, and would love to power partner with you. And I can keep talking. You give me a mic and I can just.
I was writing a note about the boot camp, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to come back up. I was like, oh, forgot, I got to come back up. I can listen to you all day, Shannon. This is awesome. But thank you again. I'm showing the hearts, showing the love for you to come on to my show, because this has been, like I said, amazing. Everybody, please reach out to Shannon, meetshannon.com. She has all her information there. If you need that visibility, if you need that press release kit, if you want to understand your bio and all the stuff that you need just to make you shine, Shannon will make you do that. I'm telling you, that media boot camp, amazing. And I love what she does. Real quickly, like she said, she doesn't sit there and just give you a laundry list of stuff and say, okay, go do what you got to do. We're done. No, you walk through it. It's really a workshop where you're walking through it after she tells you what your needs are, what you need, basically. So
yeah, and we put you in rooms with mentors and breakout, like it's really like you're at school. I wanted to say, if you mention that you saw it on this podcast, I will give you a special bonus gift. So just mention Barbara, and I have a special gift for you, and do something above and beyond what we normally would do. So
gifts are nice. Take the gifts, everybody. Shannon's giving a gift. So you want to appreciate that. So Shannon, thank you again for coming on. You are always welcome back. I always want to tell all of my wonderful experts and coaches that come on. You are always welcome back to come on to the show. I truly adore you, and anything that you're doing, just let me know, and we will, like I said, the visibility person I am, is make sure that I put it out there for you. Thank you so much, ladies.
And although it may seem a little mundane, packing up boxes and, being on the assembly line, what we're really doing is putting in hundreds of hours into the people on the streets who need us. And they need us in a way that none of us will ever understand. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been on the grounds every day. They know we're coming today, they know we're coming tomorrow, and they look forward to seeing us because we're the one little bit of hope that they have to have a warm meal in their bellies and to know that somebody in the world is actually caring for them and loving them. And without people like you showing up today to give your time, your energy, and your spirit, none of this is possible. So I want to really say thank you to everyone, because what we're doing here today may seem small, but it's actually really, really big, and it's impacting hundreds and thousands of families. So I thank you, I love you, I look forward to doing this with you today. My name is Serena Buffalino, and I am the founder of Help Heal Humanity. Help Heal Humanity is a charity that is focused on unconditional giving, love, and support to some of the most vulnerable communities in the world.
When you do nothing, nothing happens. Best time to take action is now.
This is the time to work on you and your business.
So I've created a group,
An online academy for professionals and entrepreneurs. Power Partners will help you
to start helping yourself.
Helped me change my life and my business.
Not a Toastmasters, it's not a BNI, it's not any of these, but it is. So it's all this stuff in one place.
Get the results that you deserve right now. So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
see you in Power Partners.
Welcome back. Welcome back. If you are not in the room when you heard Shannon, I don't know what you were not listening to. You were not listening to this show. Thank you, Shannon, again for coming on the Coaches Lounge with myself, Barbara Beckley, to really understand how to understand media, how to get yourself out there, how to get the visibility. And she just gave some good tips. I mean, really good tips. So I want everybody, if you need, she has a special event coming out called Media Magic. And she said, if you mention this show that you've seen her, that she would give you a little deal there, a little discount. So, it's always good to save money, right? I mean, I look at saving money. I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, if I don't have to pay the full price and I know somebody that can give me a deal, you might as well go to Shannon. She's the CEO of the company. So just to give you a hint, clue. So thank you, Shannon, for coming on the show. And now, oh my God, I am just elated at this next person that I'm bringing on. I always tell people when I have celebrities come on my show, it's like huge. I mean, huge. This man, I always call the lady, when the ladies come on, queens, because I look at them as royalty. But you're about to meet a king of kings, Anthony T. Smith Jr. I mean, he's so amazing and awesome that his company, I always like when people name their company their name because that gives legacy. I mean, think about it. That is legacy in the making already. See, a lot of times you have to be strategic in what you do. And this young man, he has been very strategic on what he is doing in his company, what he's doing for the world. He has an awesome, how we always say people got the stories in their lives. Well, this particular man, he has a story that I was like blown away. And he took his story and he said, you know what? I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to be victorious in this. I'm going to show people and help people do the same thing. And learn from the legendary people here. He's a legendary, and learn from that. So we're going to get the chance to know Anthony here. And I want to make sure that you have a pen and a piece of paper in front of you to take notes, because you're not going to want to miss this. And the nice thing about this is when this is live right now, but guess what? This is always going to be ongoing because I always save it wherever it's at. It's on YouTube and everywhere else. It's on the E360 TV. So there's no excuse to sit there and say, well, I didn't get a chance to listen to him. I missed it. No. I'm not giving you an excuse. It don't work that way here. So we're going to have to, but we got to give, I got to give love to our sponsors, of course. And soon as we give love to our sponsor, I'm going to bring this king on and we're going to get to know him more and more. And I'm telling you, you do not want to miss out on this. We'll be right back. Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are we doing?
Well, I am well. How about yourself?
Oh my God, I've been waiting on this interview.
I'm glad to hear it. I done already found all your links and stole them and sent them to some folks.
My God.
Yeah, I sent it to a few millionaires and I say, come check this lady out with the curls. Yeah.
Well, you know what? See, that's what I'm talking about, coming together and helping each other out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you. I've heard so much good things about you. And in E360 TV, I've just been learning about them 2 months ago because they connected with me on Instagram. So I followed back because I have my own TV studio and my own TV station as well. So I was like, oh, cool. So they're doing big things. So that's pretty cool too. So shout out to E360 TV as well.
Yes, I'm so glad I partnered with them. It's been now 3 years now. They told me I'm a vet. Yeah,
look at that. See, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Believe me, I'm really happy about that, because the biggest thing, not so much of me having a TV show, Antonio, but being able to bring people on like you, and people get to know who you are, and they learn and grow. So that's my whole mission, is the visibility to help people. So if I had needed a platform to bring you on, hey, let's do it.
Well, you know,
Let's do it.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm grateful. It's an honor to be here, and I've been watching you for the last 30 minutes. I've been trying to catch your energy. You know, I'm big on energy. I've been wanting to catch your energy, see what was going on, and see how I can assist you in taking over the world.
Oh yes, world changers. You're a world changer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, Mister, like I say, I look at you as royalty. I really, truly do.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
And we need you multiplied. Let's just say that, and we could just multiply you times, just for this, what's going on in the world, making a difference, to showing the positivity. I mean, you're doing it. I mean, you're just like a triple threat. I mean, you're a speaker, you're an author, you're a coach, you're a mentor. I mean, and the list goes on. So this is not about, like I said, I always tell people, when this is the coaches lounge. So this is about the coaches. And Tony, I wanted to bring on this show, and I created this show because I felt like coaches and educators wasn't getting the love like they should. They weren't getting that spotlight, because when you think about it, you're going into somebody else's life, and you're walking them through and helping them and encouraging them and guiding them and giving them tips and your expertise and everything in their world to get them to another level. So I feel like we need to honor coaches. I mean, it's like, really? Okay, I get it. Okay, you're an author. Okay, I get it. You're a speaker. But when you really look at it, when you're a coach, that's like taking half of your life and say, okay, I'm going to take my time and put myself in somebody else's life for a while to get them to move.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So I really believe that the spotlight was needed, and that's why I developed this show, because I wanted to bring in the coaches, and to give them that platform, and also so they can explain what they do. And before we get into, because I know you have 3 tips that you're going to kind of go over today for the audience.
I'm gonna do whatever you want me to do. Let's go. We go make sure your audience is both entertained and educated, and make them some money. We're gonna do all that.
All, I had to say, I gotta do a pause. I'm loving the background. I'm loving the background. Yeah. That is like,
little tiger.
And I love how you touched it, because you said, no, this is real. This ain't no
like. That costs some money. Pulling away your career. Yeah.
See, that's when you playing with the heavy hitters. Like, this not no virtual. I just made it up and put a screenshot on there. No, this is real.
Yeah, I like it myself. Yeah, I like it. It fits my personality. I was looking for a lion that fits my personality more, but I figured, he was lion-like, so we make it work.
Oh yeah. It's a king. Hey, yeah.
That's it.
So I always like to talk about the person, because before you came this amazing, like I said, king, you went and dealt with some things in life. So can you just give us I want to do a little pause, just pull the curtain a little bit, and kind of really get into that with us.
Well, so I'll start with the present and doing like 30 seconds and then bring it backwards. So today I actually coach for free now, to be honest with you, because, well, the only way I can say it is God has been good. I don't really have another way to say it, because I'm almost a billionaire. When you get almost a billionaire, you tend not to coach and stuff like, I don't want to be known as a coach anymore. I want to be known as my big goal in life is to build a city. So we're in the process of buying a large chunk of land the size of, a midtown city, and then we're going to put our own infrastructure and water and stuff there. And I want to build a city on earth where money has no value. It doesn't need to. It's called a resource-based economy. So that's where I'm at now. And I probably already be, and we'll find out once everything, the evaluation is done. But that's now. Where I started was my mom and dad had to give me up at 5 years old, and I spent 5 to 15 homeless, 6 to 15 sleeping in a trash can. And I was molested in that trash can, raped in that trash can. Right, you've got a 6-year-old kid It's a city dumpster, and I'm in Texas. A 6-year-old kid in 86, 85, defenseless. And so that's my story. And then I wind up getting out there. I got adopted at 15. I failed the 5th grade and the 6th grade. My aha moment came at 6 when I had to learn how to make $1 a day, which is a whole lot of money in 87. You understand? That's a lot of money. $1 a day just to eat. So I've been making my own money since I was 6 years old. By the time I was 18, I was already 6 figures, had a 6-figure company. And so today I'm trying to eliminate that. I don't want people going through homelessness. You get it? I don't want people going through what I had to go through. And funny thing is, my mom, I haven't talked to my mom since I was 6 years old, but here on September 13th, the hospital called me. She got hit by a car. She got stage 4 cancer. I'm her next of kin. And so 3 days later, I went and got her. She lives with me now. So talk about an adjustment.
Wow, that's a big deal.
I'm 41 years old, and I'm now getting to know my mom for the first time since I was 5 years old. So this has been since September 16th. I don't even know what today is because everything's been a blur. I don't even know what today is. And her birthday is October 25th, which I just found out on September 16th. I just found that out, right? So her birthday is October 25th. And for the first time ever, at 41 years old, me and my mom was talking about this last night. We're going to spend her birthday with each other. It's never happened before. I've never spent a birthday with my mom ever. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole story. I'm sure you can go somewhere with that.
Like I said, okay, Barbara, you know what you got. Yes, I mean, there's so much there. I mean, oh my God. So 6 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
Being homeless.
Yes, ma'am.
Getting molested, and you turned that around. You know, just my heart right now is just feeling you right now. It's see, this is why I tell people, I talk to people, I said, no excuse. No excuse. There's so many like you that went through. I mean, that could have went a whole different route. And then on top of it, now at the age of 41, your mother, you and her came back together. She's staying with you and you're creating a relationship.
Yeah, that's how it should be, though, right?
That's how it should be. But that is like, because a lot of times people don't get that opportunity, and you're getting that opportunity, Antonio. Wow.
Yeah, I have a friend named. She's also like my number one employee too, but her name is Grace Yvonne Williams Sandals. She's gonna be so mad I just said her whole name out there like that.
That's my government name.
Yeah. Her social security number is 643.
Oh,
I just well, she said something to me yesterday because her grandmother is on. I forgot to mention that my mom's on hospice right now. So when she came home, on hospice. The stage 4 lung cancer went to her brain. But Grace said something to me yesterday, and it really floored me. I wasn't ready for it because I haven't had time to think. Grace said, well, congratulations for getting the time back with your mom. And I was like, whoa, I didn't think about it that way because I haven't had time to think, but I haven't thought about the fact that, hey, you are like what you just said, God is giving you this time back that you never had before. Right. So pretty cool. It's a culmination of being good, doing good. And when you do good to this world, it always comes back to you. Always. Especially in money, too. Just so y'all know. Especially in money.
You said, don't get that twisted. Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Money. Especially in money. Sorry, I cut you off. You were going to say something.
No. Hey, this is, I'm just kind of here, just listening and just taking it in. But King, I was just thinking, okay, I know I want to get to these steps because you got some good tips, but I want to ask because I know when people go through certain things in their life like you did, what really just kept you just saying, I'm not going to go that route? Because like I always tell people, you could take the this route and say, oh, well, woe is me. this is what happened in my life. This is where I'm going to be. I'm just going to just whatever. Or you can say no. And then that extra thing comes into your body and says, no, I have to. It's not like I want to do this, but I have to do it. What made you just keep moving? I mean, especially at a young age of 6. I mean, that's young.
Oh yeah. So this is a bifurcated answer, because on one half, I did do something that nobody can see. On the second half, it wasn't me at all. So the easiest thing, so I'll start with me because I think this is relevant for everybody. What made me go back to school, I dropped out in kindergarten, obviously, and what made me, when I felt the 5th and the 6th grade, I dropped out again, was I got hungry, and I didn't realize cognitively that school was feeding me 2 times a day. I didn't process that information. That's not something that, you're not 11 years old going, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take care of my resources. That's not what you're thinking. That's not what you're thinking. And when I got so hungry after I had failed twice back to back, I had to deal with that embarrassment of going back to school. So what I did as not to take that path was my hunger was so painful. I'm the only one can hear it. I'm the only one can feel it. And it forced me to have a choice. You're going to do something about this or you're going to die. And I believe every person listening to me, listening to you, you got that same hunger thing going on. It may be metaphorical, but you get your butt up every morning at 3 a.m. feeling unaccomplished. You can't even get to sleep because you don't feel like you're appreciated. And every morning you wake up sick of your life. That's equivalent to me being hungry. And you got to feed that part of you that doesn't want to be sick. And nobody's going to hear your pain but you. Nobody's going to know that your pain is going to be louder than your prayers but you. Nobody's ever going to get your story but you. You're the only person who's ever going to believe that you are going through the crap. You're the only person. And you know what? You're right. You are all alone. Now do something about that. So on that perspective, that hunger made me move. On the other perspective, I tried to go sell the drugs. Because when you don't have anything, you do whatever you need to do. I wanted to steal the pickles, the dill pickles. I'm talking about the 80s, right? I wanted to steal the dill pickles and the popcorn balls and the cool cups. I don't know. I'm in the South. So I don't know what y'all call it. But I wanted to do all that. I wanted to get the Jolly Rancher to steal that and put it in the dill pickle or the sour pickle and then eat it. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do all that.
You're bringing up some people.
Yeah, man. I wanted to snatch the pork rinds off the shelf and them penny candies. I wanted to get all that. But there were older people in the neighborhood, but these are real people, right? That wouldn't let me go down that path. They kept saying, and my childhood name was Tony. They kept saying, Tony, you can't do that. You too smart. You too this. You too that. And then when I got older, we call them the old heads, the old men who knew my dad. My dad's still in prison. He's on his 23rd year right now. Who knew my mom. My mom is not with me, but she just stopped doing crack cocaine 2 weeks ago when she got with me. You get what I'm saying? So she, you know what I'm saying? So they knew them and they said, no, I know Linda Faye. That's her real name. I know Anthony. That's what they call my dad. And they don't want you out here like that. That is what I'm going to call divine connections. At some point, this universe will send you an Abigail. That's a Torah, Quranic, a Hebrew thing. Right before King David for to mess up his life, Abigail was like, stop, don't do it. And the universe is always sending you people not to mess your stuff up. Are you listening? Are you submissive to this? Are you receiving outside help, or are you so humble you can't receive, right? So on one perspective, to wrap this up, the universe was just taking care of me. And I was open and receptive to that because I ain't had nothing else. So it's easy for me to be open. On the other end, I had an invisible hunger that you couldn't see, but it was killing me. Barbara, it was killing me. You hear me, Queen? It was killing me. And I just decided I'm not going out like that. You get me? And that's it. That's the best I can answer. I've never said that out loud before. Yeah.
That was the mic drop. That was like, that was like, yes. That was like I was feeling you either way you was going. You are so right. You are so right, King. When you have that hunger, I'm thinking of ET now. You know, Eric Thomas, because I love him. I love listening to him.
He's a mentor of mine. He's a mentor of mine. Good big brother. Yeah.
Big brother. But you like you said, you have that hunger. And you have to keep it moving. You know, you're gonna get up. It's not enough. You got to do this. It's not enough. You just keep it going. And you know, you can do the positive, and you can do negative, like you said. You brought them pickles up. See that? You got that in my head now.
Put that Jolly Rancher up in there.
I said, why you bringing up old school stuff? You don't do that.
Got the whole inside of the pickle red and pink. Put that watermelon Jolly Rancher. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that.
No, they don't. I know people are like, what are you talking about? You got to be there, like they said. I said, you got to be there. But yeah, you just had to think about it. I was like, wow, he brought up 41. I gotta keep myself. But yeah, so the hunger of it. And if you don't have it, and see, what I like what you're doing, you're just doing this amazing stuff. You're creating, like you said, you want to create
heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
Period, point blank. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's what it is.
And it's going to take the hunger and the work and the, pushing. And when everybody says you can't do it, you say, no, I can. Yes, I can.
That's right.
And I will. See, that's what has to come. That will have to continuously. That's like your motive. Like, no. I mean, I feel like your haters are your motivators. That's what I tell people. Said most of the time the haters are the motivators. There's a lot of people out there. I always tell people like Barbara, they said this about this. I said, you know what? My mother used to always tell me, if they're talking about you, that's a good thing. When they stop talking, you gotta see, okay, what's going on. So you can talk about Antonio, you could talk about whoever, and he's gonna keep it moving, heaven on earth, like he said.
As long as you're talking about me on the way to the bank, we cool. As long as I stay on the way to the bank, it's all right. It's all right. It's all good. But can I address that real quick? I don't know how much time we have, but I would love to address this haters thing because you said something so brilliant. When people, most of us don't realize who our haters are. So let's think about it as a basketball arena, basketball arena. The people in the stands tweeting about you and yelling at you and throwing popcorn at you, them not haters. Them people who paid to see your light. They are, for all intents and purposes, lesser than you in this moment. They paid to come hate on your light or see your light. Then you got what you have next is the coaches and the staff. But those aren't haters either because they are people paid to teach your haters how to get against you. They're not haters. The only people who really hating on you is the dude or the woman in the opposite uniform on the court in front of you acting doing this. You try to go this way, they go that way. You know what I'm saying? That's the people hating you. So by my calculations, the reason I wanted to bring it up by my calculations is I call the city breeding mean. That's what it's called right now. And my calculation cost me $90 billion to pull this off. This is why my aspiration is to be $100 billionaire, because I'm going to give 10% of that money to my kids. And then I'm going to give the rest to the world. I don't need that money. God has been good to me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need that. I don't want to mess up your show, but I don't know no other way to say it. You feel? God has been good to me, so I don't know another way to say it. I'm real good at universal talk, but when it comes to God being good, it's the only thing I know how to say. I don't know how to say nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I know how to say nothing else. So I don't need that money. But it's gonna cost $90 billion. So that means every time someone says he's just all about money. No, I'm not. If you ask me a question, you would know. I'm not keeping none of this money. I'm giving this whole money to my kids and the 90% of it to the world, but you don't ask that question. So you hating on somebody literally trying to bring heaven on earth. And that's not really a hater. The real hater is the lady in the office who won't give me the permit. That's the real hater. That's the real hater. The subcontractor that cut corners laying down the water pipes that I wanted because I don't want to inherit nobody's water pipes. I don't need no Flint, Michigan situation. I don't trust the government. We need new water pipes. You hear me? We need new water pipes, all that stuff like that, right? The real hater is the contractor that wants to waste my money by not doing the work on time or having 50% of my work going to waste or something like that. That's the real hater. That's the people on the court with me costing me more money or stopping me from creating my own police force. See that? See that, right? From the guy who's going to come zone the property and then have me be an actual city. That's the real hater. You know, that's the real hater. These people that are in my way like that. So this is just I just wanted to express that to your audience. We pay a lot of attention to people who really can't touch us. But that loan officer that gave you too much of an interest rate, that's your hater. You glorified him, but that's your hater.
Woo, you broke it down so well. You're right. Because sometimes you got to know. I mean, because I love basketball, so I'm glad you brought that that example. You got to know who your real players are, who you playing, and what the whole concept and strategy is. And like you just broke it down. You know, some people are like the haters are, and like you said out there saying you throwing the popcorn, but you totally off.
Yeah.
You know, the coach is my hater. No, you still. So yeah, you really. I loved how you broke that down. I love people to hear that. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So the people watching the coaches lounge but ain't liking it, them ain't no haters. That's people who hate you so much and hate themselves so much they can't support you. It's the people blocking you, saying don't show me no more, and then talking about she fake. I knew her back in 6th grade. This is what she did. That's your hater. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The people actually doing something against you. That's a hater. But the people ain't liking your status. We forget them. They wouldn't go buy from you anyway, child. They're all right.
They're not even in your field of gold. Yeah, so don't even worry about it.
They wouldn't go buy from you.
I got to keep reminding myself of that too. So thank you.
It's tough. It's tough. And then you got to keep reminding yourself that the bigger you get, the more you're going to get unnecessary racial and misogynistic comments that you don't deserve. And then as soon as so somebody's just going to jump on here and call you the N-word for no reason, right? And then you're going to get someone that you're going to say something and some male misogynistic a-hole is going to be like, this is why women shouldn't be talking about this, right? You're going to get all that because at the equal opportunity for the universe to grow you, it's also the equal opportunity for people to hate that. They rise at the same time. You feel me? Like, so Obama, woo, look how amazing he is. Woo, look at him. He's not really American, right? It's the same thing. Trump, ooh, look how amazing he is. Ooh, I hate Trump. The moment you rise is the equal opportunity. Somebody gonna say, I don't like Barbara in the first place. they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And most of us can't be famous or be the light because we're scared of other people's opinions about our success.
Ooh, these are some golden. I am so.
I took a turn.
You know what? In the back of my mind, I always say, Barbara, just you gonna let this flow because you know you got a king here, and he's gonna be dropping some golden nuggets, and you're just gonna just flow with it. But you know what? I have to say this because you like you said, you got that status. You moving up. You understand, and I tell people all the time, King. I said I am working on getting an Oprah status. Good. That's my status. Good. A long time ago, I didn't say that because I was like, who am I to sit there and say I'm gonna get Oprah? I was saying that.
I respect
that. This person that's been still shy of 12 years ago that didn't speak to nobody, didn't want to talk. We didn't know who she was. She didn't know who she was. I mean, all that was going in my head. And then I just took a stand one day and I said, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to do it the right way. So I got to look at how other people that are up there doing it. And I you are part of that person that people are looking up to say, this is how I need to do because Antonio's doing it this way. So I want to give you so much props for that because we need more people like you so we can look up and say, we can get there. We can do those things.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm glad you said that because I'm going to keep it too real. My success is 100% attributed to Black women. I need to if it wasn't for Tempest Simone Smith, if it wasn't for Deanna Marie Mitchell, and Grace Yvonne Sandel. Oh, look, Tip is just, look at that. I didn't even know she's all right. If it wasn't for Shannon Rochelle Clark, right? These are real names. I wouldn't be nothing. I wouldn't. I remember taking my boys to go see Black Panther. And because it was a big deal, right? Once we once we all left, we all knew karate. That's number one. We all knew karate real quick, And then, they was like, I asked them, what you learn? What you learn from the movie? What you learn from the movie? And they all had cool answers. Everybody had cool answers. My boys are now my oldest will be 14 on Halloween, and then my youngest boy is 10. My middle child is 10, and then my youngest is 5. And she's a girl.
Wow.
And so they gave me some real good answers. And then they asked me, well, Daddy, what you learn? And I said, well, the only thing, I learned plenty, but I said, trust a black woman. If they'd have trusted the black woman at the beginning of the movie, wouldn't even been no damn movie, is what I told them.
When you said all that, I learned one thing that kind of stuck.
If they go back and watch it, if they'd have trusted the black woman at the beginning of the movie, wouldn't even been no movie. So anyway, just throw that out there. But genuinely, my success is attributed to these black women who trusted me when I was, especially Tempest. She started with me first, July 2011, when I was nobody. And she helped make me famous. So there's just no way to be able to take all this credit is uncivilized. It has been women that have laid down the road for me to do what I do. Specifically black women. There you go. I just want to give you Queens y'all props.
Look at the king. Amazing. See, and it takes that. I want to just emphasize, like you just said, King, that it takes all of us. Yeah. And I'm going to put it out there. We're talking about, the black right now, the blacks helping the blacks, because we need to learn that too. That we need to be there for you. We need to help encourage you. We need to say, you know what, keep going, keep doing it. You can. When you see, like you said, the mayor office, whoever's trying to stop you, no, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to find somebody else. We're going to find a way. And that's what you need to hear. You need that backup. Because like you said, you try to make heaven on earth, and sometimes heaven on earth is not. Sometimes it's a little difficult. So make sure that you have your players to say, hey, we're doing this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, as soon as you get inside God's will, you're immediately crucified by other people. And that's immediately.
So, I always tell people, I said, you didn't think that was going to happen? I always ask people, I said, they said, Dad, Barbara, they just crucified. I said, and you didn't know that was going to happen when you try to move to the next level and also trying to bring other people with you? You didn't think that was going to happen? Oh, I'm so sorry. You missed the memo.
How many people told you, Barbara, I'm going to support your podcast, and they disappeared on you?
Just like a ghost. I mean,
disappeared on you.
What just happened? I was like, I'm here alone.
They had a whole interview time and no showed. Yeah, all that stuff.
You feel it? You're in my head.
I'd have been through it all. I'd have been through it all. Yeah. Then you had to coach them for free because they didn't even want to pay you. Or they hit you with, well, if you really saved, you do it for the Lord. Ooh. The Lord ain't paying my bills. I got to do that myself. You understand? I can't call the electric company and be like, well, the Lord paid it all. Nope. They want my debit card information. You understand?
And they don't want it to decline.
No.
Wow.
No. Yes, ma'am.
Boy, I'm telling you, you're hitting something. Woo. Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. I wish I
probably done ran out of your time. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just having fun with you. I
am too, and I hate that I have to say no. I don't want to end this. But first of all, King, I know there was some steps, but I want you to at least, if you can, because you just have there's another gold nugget I know. Can you tell people the 5-step process of how to manifest anything? I mean, at least I want to get that to the audience.
Well, look at you. Okay, dear. That was good. All right, the first thing all of you need to do is you need to understand that if you don't know what you want, life is going to punch you in the face.
Mm.
Everybody to receive this, you don't have to like it. And to be honest with you, I don't even care if you like it because it's the way this world works. If you don't know what you want, this life is going to punch you in the face.
Mm.
If you do know what you want, then anything punching you in the face is not really punching you in the face. Your perception is. Okay. So step one is respecting the contrast in your life. That's all it is. That's all it is. That resistance. If you don't know what you want, if you haven't stood up and said, this is how I'm going to share my light, and you get to share your light however you want to share your light, that is up to you. But if you don't do that, if you don't know what that is yet, you're going through hell right now. Your life is completely unfulfilled. You do not like your life. You don't like it, nothing about it, because what the universe is doing is using that resistance to force you to ask, source you for this type of creation. For me, it's, I went through so much hell, homelessness. I said, I'm going to create a city one day when I couldn't even afford to leave the city. That pain forces you to know what you want. Out of pain comes your light. Step two is know that the moment you know what you want, Barbara, the moment you ask, it is already given. Period. Point blank. It's already done. This is an absolute reality. It is not a dream. And I'll explain this to you from quantum physics or quantum mechanic effect. Every thought has a vibrational equivalent. And the most powerful energy on earth is thought energy. So this means, Barbara, whatever you're thinking about, Barbara said, I want to reach 1 million people. I want Oprah status. There we go. Let's make this personal. Come on now. Let's make this personal. I want Oprah status. Well, what I'm telling you, Barbara, since you know what you want, anything stopping you from being Oprah status is here to serve you. It's what the Hebrews would have said. It's becoming your footstool. Not an enemy, but a footstool, right? So this has been around for 6,000 years. So in step two, when it is asked, it's already given. This means, Barbara, that you could not, under any circumstances, know that you're going to be Oprah status if on some timeline you weren't already Oprah status. That's how it works. See, it's not the thought that comes first. The vibrational equivalent, the reality, has to already be there. Because how can you think about something that don't exist? You feel me? Yeah. Because if it don't exist, it doesn't have a vibrational equivalent. So what I'm telling you in step two is I'm saying, Barbara, the vibrational equivalent of Oprah status is you. You think you got to go earn Oprah status. Let me tell everybody, listen to me, especially you, Barbara. You don't have to earn manifestations. That's God's job. God does all that. The universe do all that. Ain't nobody ever, not a sacred text, not a spiritual teacher, not an ascended master ever came before you and said you got to earn this. When you were born, you didn't earn breath. You didn't earn sight. You didn't earn your brain working. You didn't earn the ability to swallow your mother's milk. You don't earn prosperity. It's your birthright. So you got me in my fire now. You understand? You got me in my fire now. You understand? You don't earn manifestations. You relax to manifestation. Step three. I can only help them as much as they want to. Step three.
Listen, people.
You got to find yourself moving from least resistance to least resistance. I was just talking to somebody about this morning. I was just talking to somebody who's a celebrity getting ready to become a bigger celebrity. And I was just telling her, remember what I told you a couple of weeks ago? That the next time you get resistance, pause, move 6 inches to the left and see if there's more resistance. If there is, pause, move 6 inches to the left. And I told this person, I said, see, your problem is you're so determined, you're so beautiful, and you're so ambitious, you think force is how you manifest things. Manifestation has nothing to do with force. So concisely, step three is find yourself moving from least resistance to least resistance. Oprah did a talk at Stanford years ago, and at the very end, she says, I just want to say this, there are no mistakes. That's what she says. Y'all can look it up. Everybody go to YouTube and Google Oprah, there are no mistakes. And you'll see it a 4-minute clip. She said, I want to say that there are no mistakes. What you want to do is you want to be still. This is how she says it. You want to move from your next best move to your next best move. Me and Oprah are saying the same thing. Because if you got resistance, but you know what you want, you ain't supposed to be there, Barbara. You're supposed to only get resistance when you don't know what you want. But when you do know what you want, resistance is just this thing that passes you by. It's this lesson you're supposed to pause and say, well, what am I supposed to learn here? Step 4 is being really good at what I just said.
I like that. Take account to what I said.
Yeah. Abraham Hicks said something very similar to this, right? Step 4 is being really good at finding no resistance. So if you're in a relationship with me, but the only time we don't have no resistance is when we making love, you ain't in no relationship with me. You in a toxic bond with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you always, step 4 is be really, really good at knowing that. And step 5 is becoming a master in bending your reality. Period, point blank. Step 5 is practicing. So when you walk out this podcast, and I know we went over time, and I do apologize, but when you walk over this podcast, you just need to expect that people are going to see this this particular one and the one before, and you fit to be famous. Don't believe it. That's people problem. It's ask, believe, receive. But if you stay believing, you never get it because you're not in receiving. Say, oh God, please, I believe. You holding up your blessing. Get out of believing. Get into receiving. So I just want to tell you as we end, listen, you expect 1 million people are going to watch this here. Don't believe. Expect it. Expect that your Oprah moment started with this episode. That's
from the king. King. I got it from the king. Oh my God.
That's your fault. Asking me that question.
I'm going to be looking at this all day. I'm going to be replaying this show all day. I need this. Everybody, if you didn't get anything from this, I don't know what you're doing. Like they said, the ostrich effect, your head is in the sand and it need to come out. Somebody need to dig it out because something's not right with you. I'm just saying. I do talk to my audience like this. Sometimes they be like, damn, Barbara. I'm like, let's keep it real. You need to make sure.
Yes,
this has...
Thank you so much for letting me go over time. I do apologize. I do
apologize because I was like,
oh no, I'm here. I'm here to work. I came here to work. It's all good. We could do another 3 hours if you want to. Yeah.
And you know what? I'll be sitting here just like this. I'll be sitting here just like this. Wait a minute. What did you say? No, wait a minute. I gotta get that. What was that word you just said?
That's it. I came here to work. Yeah.
When the teacher comes to teach, you need to sit there and you need to listen. And I'm telling you, ooh, yes, heaven on earth. I mean, that's just, I can't wait. You know what? I'm real quickly. I hope I can do this quick.
I'm gonna help you promote this too. I reach 2.4 million people a month. We're gonna put this in the machine. Don't worry about it.
But you know what I was thinking? Dang, it just got out of my head. But it was a long time ago. The Black Wall Street.
Oh.
I'm thinking is this time similar? I mean, that's what it seems like.
Well, it is, but I'm not doing it just for Black people, although I am extremely pro-Black. Heaven on earth is inclusive to all humans, right? Because there's one race, right? You know what I'm saying? However, I still, while I know there's one race, the human race, I still have the eyes of a Black man and the oppression that had come along with that. So I make sure I take care of my people. And the crazy thing is, white people love me for it. White people love me for it because I ain't making no excuses. I ain't on no government assistance. And I'm getting everybody their money.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that because a lot of times people get caught up in that, especially use it as almost as an excuse. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? Harriet Tubman and all these people back in the day in the 1800s stuff, they didn't have no excuse. I mean, think about it. We have more than they do back in the day. I mean, with computers
true.
and just all this, and all they had is the Underground Railroad that they had to be trying to truck with. I mean, think about it. They had to go through all that, and then not just one time trip, but a few times. So, and then you'd be like, well, they won't talk to me, or they won't, because I'm this color, I'm this race and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? That needs to stop.
Well, yes, that's somebody who doesn't understand universal law. Racism is alive, and all that systematic oppression is alive. I just don't vibrate at it. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
See, you said the key word. The key word is, we know it's there. We all, I mean, we're not crazy now. We know it's there, but like you said, it's not having to do with me. See, you got to have it in your head, like,
The people who want to oppress me got to go clock in Monday morning. I don't. So I might buy their company. So
and you know what? I'd be proud for you to buy my company. We're gonna keep it going and get to heaven on earth. Hey, buy what you gotta buy. Do what you gotta do. Thank you so much, King.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you. I'm grateful.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to be now just on the side note, because I'm very vulnerable and I don't care when people say this is just me. I am. I'm going to be begging for you to come back.
I look forward to it. I come back as many times as I'll come back as many times it takes to get you Oprah status, and I'll do it for free every time.
Oh my God!
Every time. Well, life is about giving. God has been too good. You know what I'm saying? Every time. I'll stop being president of the United States just to give you an interview. I sure will, until they work.
Oh my God! See, I always tell people, don't forgive me. Just please give me that one little ticket so I can get in, just to see you. I just want that one little ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. Yes. So people, please reach out to this man. Look at what he's doing. He is a world changer. And I'm saying that really slow because I want people to catch it. Sometimes people be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no. He's a world changer. Period. Period. So thank you, sir, so much. If there any last thing, I hate to say, because you've been giving us so much, but is there any last thing that you want to kind of tell us for today?
Yes, I would say to all of you listening to forgive the person that's hurting you. And I don't know why that's on my heart, but I promise you that I promise you when you spread your life out for the whole 90 years you'll be alive, the thing killing you right now, it has very little to do with your life. I promise you it does. So I just want you, I have no idea, I've never said this before, but I just let it go. Just don't be so saved and so spiritual. I ain't got a problem with nobody. But then forgive yourself. Okay? Forgive yourself, because God can only bless you according to the level of your comprehension. Some church folk go, well, my God could do exceedingly abundantly above all you ask or think. Yeah, but you don't have exceedingly abundantly above all you ask what you think. You got your subconscious. Yes, your God can, but you diminished God's blessings to what's in your subconscious. That's why you paycheck to paycheck. You don't serve a God that's paycheck to paycheck. Your subconscious is. There you go.
Ooh, okay. You just helped me reroute some things. I'm gonna have to think about this day job I have and change it here. Woo, okay. I know. I mean, my sponsors, everybody's like, Barbara. Okay, thank you, King.
Thank you so much. I won't say another word. Pay those bills.
I better be quiet too.
Sponsors up there.
Keep going. So, people, please again watch him, support, encourage. World changer. It's here. Like you said, it's here. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much.
whole day is done. Whatever I had planned, I am going to sit back. First of all, watch this interview again, like I said. Thank you, King. Thank you, Antonio T. Smith Jr., for coming on my show. This was an honor and a privilege to have you on my show, and I truly, truly honor you for that. People, please listen. There was so much good golden nuggets. There was so much, just information that we need to listen to. And you know, I always tell people, you learn, grow, understand, take it in, massage it in your mind, massage it in your soul, massage it in your heart. And that's what's needed right now for you. That's what's needed for all of us. Never ever think that you have arrived. I'm always reaching, always. I don't care where I get to, how old, whatever. I'm always reaching. And we have to reach with each other. And we have to know and understand the teaching and the lessons that are coming our way. And this wonderful king today came on to do that for us. So yeah, if he's still listening to me, or if he's still out there, because I know he's a busy man, like he said, he's making that, that heaven on earth. He's creating that. Well, it's, you know what? Let me stop. Like he said, it's already manifested. It's already here. We just got to just take it in, right? We just got to just be like, this is where we are. We got to just believe that it's there. Stop believing it is there. See, he's already got me on this. But I just want people to really just share this out and just let people know that you can become your worst enemy. And what I mean by that is stop beating yourself up. Stop telling yourself, well, I can't do it. Well, I don't know. They're stopping me. See, the king said, understand your haters. But sometimes the biggest hater, I'm going to add this a little bit. I hate to add, because he says so much powerful stuff, but I don't want to add this because I see this a lot. I see this in me. The biggest haters is yourself sometimes. You can be your self-destruction. Stop it. Stop it. You were put on this earth, and I'm going there because you have a uniqueness in you that needs to be brought out so people can get where you're going. They need Antonio because we need to get where we're going. They need me because there's something in me to help others in this world. They need you because there's something in you that's going to help somebody in this world. We need to do that. We need to honor that. We need to think about it. We need to move forward in that. And then out of all of that, no matter what, that's going to bring us to the next level is love. Love. True, pure love. So with that said, I'm just, like I said, all day I'm going to be looking at this video. I'm just being honest. Thank you for watching the Coaches Lounge with Barbara J. Beckley. Every Friday, I come on with two wonderful coaches to really experience what they bring to the table, what they bring to people in their lives, what they bring to the world. And come next Friday, I'll have two more. If you are a coach or educator or a consultant, because I put them all in that grouping, please just reach out to me through Messenger, or you can get it to me through my website, and I will get you on. Let's get you on the schedule. Let's get you on the calendar. Let people know what you're doing for others. That's what's important. This is the spotlight show to do that. This is what I created the show for. So with that said, you have a wonderful weekend. Be who you are. The uniqueness is in you. That is your gift in life for others. And then we will see you next week. Take care.